Okay, this is part 2, and this is my outside area where I've decided this year to put out the majority of my collection. As you can see, some of the foliage is burned. Well, quite a bit of them are burned, but I wanted to push them to the max anyway of the amount of sunlight they can get. So I'm sort of able to overlook the ugliness, but again, didn't really want to show this video because they do look so pitiful. I know so many of you are, it's all about aesthetics, you know, you want a pretty flower with a pretty plant. Otherwise it doesn't belong in your collection. So anyway, hopefully you can overlook my sad looking collection, and there's really not much going on, but lots of growth, and I'll sort of point out what's really looking pretty good. Like this cross right here, got this right before, like last fall, end of summer, Cattleya loddigiesii times Kabylia Christiana. So, you know, you can imagine the loddigiesii is, I believe it's maybe a lilac color, light pink, and then the Brysiana is orange, yellow, white, frilly, long long inflorescence, like a lilia anceps, you know, like a Schomburgia, crossed with something like that. So it should look pretty funky and pretty unusual and nice color combination. So this is the previous, this is the previous new growth, which was a lot shorter than the others, of course. You know, it's a previously bloomed division, but this one is looking pretty strong and healthy, and there are some new roots, if I can find them, but they're in there somewhere. This is my recently planted, remounted, this is my encyclia. I believe it's probably a trichosynchron now, but it's what's it called? Can't even think of it now. Gosh, not superbum, speciosum. I'll try to think of it and I'll link it. I'll put it in the. But it's a mule's ear type in Oncidium, and I believe it's spendidum. That's what it is. Gets a long, somewhat long inflorescence with the Oncidium type flowers on the end, the dancing ladies. I believe this is orange, maybe. Doing well. Down here, this tray has a lot of my bigger Cattleyas. There's new growth, 2 new growths on that one. Over here, this is my Bobettes, 1 new growth. There's another one over here. This is my really big Cattleya. It's got a really nice new growth coming up right there. There's probably a few more that are under there somewhere. This is my Dendrobium Nestor that really just finished blooming for me about, a couple months ago. This is the new growth, pretty healthy. This is my Neofinitia that actually looks like, I don't know, maybe that wasn't scale, but that's one good thing about having them outside, because when I water them daily, you're inspecting them as well, so you're staying on top of all the pests that may be around your plants, especially since they're outside. But there's new roots in there. I haven't seen any inflorescence yet. It has bloomed for me every year since I've had this. Over here, these are my big dendrobiums, my laturias. This one right here is silver. No, this is sapphire wings, which is a laturia cross. Back here is gracillicaule, which has new growths. There's a new growth back there. This really bloomed for me in the spring. Down here is my Cattleya Bowringiana, which has several new growths coming up. It will bloom faithfully each fall, usually right around the time that I'm gone on vacation. And right next to it is Cattleya Bactia Grape Wax, which is a cross between cucullata and Bowringiana. So this, the newest growth on this, my cross, really wasn't that impressive, but I haven't had this plant that long, so I'm really expecting good things for that, because the plant flower is a very intensely purple flower, nice size, many flowers on an inflorescence, probably 10 clusters of 10 flowers per inflorescence. That is definitely a characteristic of Bowringiana. Down here is one of my antelope dendrobiums. It does like a lot of water and it does like a lot of light. This is stratiotes. So yeah, there's just some new growth, lots of new growth. This back here is my Cattleya bicolor, and it looks like it's pushing out some buds right there, which is exciting. Should actually bring that in for fear that a bug will get it, but I don't know. Yeah, look at that growth. It just loved it outside. It took off. You can't really see it. Maybe I can pull it down. Well, anyway, here is the plant. I can move this wisteria. So you can see, this is the last year's growth. This is this year's. Way bigger. So it's rewarding me with flower buds. Up here, this is another recent acquisition. This is Lalia Cattleya Trick or Treat times Epidendrum stanfordianum. It's got a little new growth pushing out there. And none of that on that wood slat. And back there is, these are my bandotypes that are doing pretty good. This is my Ingracum. No, it's an Oeniella. That's what it is. Polystacha. It's doing pretty good. My Brassovola here is doing good. This is perrini. I like the color of the new growth. It's getting maximum amount of light. The roots will soon be attaching to the mount. And this is a cross, Brassovola cross. Again, the dark green. Probably getting too much light, but I'm just going to push it anyway. It's got new growths coming out, and I water it a lot, so hopefully that will keep it happy. This is, I'm not sure what the name of it is, but this is Brassovola cucullata times flagellaris. Cucullata is very long and thick leaves, as opposed to very skinny like these are. This is definitely from the flagellaris, which are very thin, like a ponytail. I suppose that's what they've been described as. The flagellaris leaves, or whatever you would call that. Going on around here, this is my newly acquired Dendrobium findlayanum. A lot of my new dendrobiums that I've got were inspired by Roger Frampton's YouTube channel. He's got the most amazing collection of dendrobiums, all types. And he too is a fan of the genus, as I am, wants them all. Well, I don't know. I might want them all. He just wants the ones that have the best form, and you know, he's into the characteristics, which is a good thing too. But anyhow, he inspired me. So this is findlayanum. It's a, I believe it's a white flower with maybe some purple in the throat or purple along the petals. Does have these weird canes that are very interesting too. Their growth pattern is very unique. So that was another thing that attracted me to it. This is another one. This is Dendrobium hercoglossum. And it does have a couple of new growths that are still growing, and maybe there's another couple there. I just got this last week and mounted it to this piece of cork. So it's been out here a week and doing okay. Again, inspired by Roger Fenton. I believe he's got one probably in bloom right now. And the flowers are really, really nice. Almost like a translucent, iridescent purple. Anyhow, this is another one that he inspired me to buy. This is hercoglossum, I believe. Maybe that one was hercoglossum. Yeah, this is henryanum. And as you can see, when I mounted it up, it did not have any new growths coming out of it. And as you can see, there are 3 new growths pushing out. So I couldn't be more pleased. Literally, it's only been on this piece of, this is a homemade little mount that I made out of, used wine corks that I glued together. So not only is this bound to be one of my favorite plants, it's got some corks from some of my favorite wine, because I am a wine snob, so I'm sure if I look through those I will have some fond memories of that bottle. But anyway, thank you, Roger Frampton. Moving on down, this is hanging from a division that I got. I believe I got this division from a guy on YouTube I believe it's Marble something, Marble CK or CG, or I hear a lot of mixed reviews about his things on the Orchid channel on Facebook, Orchaholics. A lot of mixed reviews about his eBay site as a seller. But I got this division. It was a box sale of assorted Cattleyas, bare root, probably 10 or 12. Man, it might have been 15, but I can't remember how much I paid. $30 maybe. And they really looked crappy, but I potted them up all the same. Lots of them I put them in sphagnum, but this one I put in lava rock. And look at that root. Look at those roots. It did not have any roots. And it is pushing up, as you can see, 3 new growths. So I would say that is the best possible situation for getting a division, one that looks like that. I mean, look, this is completely sad looking, and that is exactly how it looked when I got it. And for it to have responded the way that it has, with those roots and those new growths, I think I've more or less got my $30 back, even if this is the only one that does anything. And like I said, it came in a lot of 10. But anyway, this is another Dendrobium that I just got, and this is Brysianum, I believe. Well, tags on backwards, but I believe that's what it is, Brysianum. Another one that gets a flower that is similar a lot to henryanum that I just showed you, whereas the petals are kind of frilly at the ends. It's like a yellow, I believe henryanum, maybe Brysianum, has a honey scent to the flower. This one is a little bit more temperamental, I believe. It likes it a little bit more on the intermediate side. So I'm kind of probably pushing it to the limit of my growing environment, having this one, whereas the other ones I think they will do fine, but this one I'm really kind of suspect in attempting to grow this, but could not resist the flower. As I said, I believe it does get some sort of a sweet scent, scented yellow intense, almost yellowish orange flower with hairy petals. That's what I meant to say, hairy petals, or maybe they're just frilly. I don't think they're hairy, they're frilly. Same as like henryanum. So anyway, that is that. What else is out here? I have all of my stanhopias out here. I believe this one is Tigrina. Here's another one, Tigrina, that's here with some new growths that are coming out of the sides. This is another stanhopia. This might be a cross. No, this is my Neofinitia Aztec Gold. It's got some roots And I water these a lot when it's above 90 as it is here. This is one of my new Cattleyas that I got this weekend. This one is, let me see where the tag is. But look at those roots. How could I not get it? Look at that. It's like a Vanda. And the name of this is Cattleya Memorial Newton Thornburg, crossed with L.C. Stephen Oliver Sordaker. I, for the life of me, can't remember. I believe this is a semi-alba. It's a white with outlined in maroon flower, I believe. I believe it is a semi-alba, but has multiple sheaths on it. And I believe this plant was $29. No, $19.99. Yeah, $19.99. One of the guys, the Hauserman's sons, well, probably grandson to be honest, was the only one there that was available to price plants. And when I saw him there, I was pretty glad, because he's pretty lackadaisical when it comes to pricing plants. He's more or less trying to get the heck out of there and go back to wherever he was hiding out or do whatever he was doing. And so he always prices them on the low side, which is a good thing. I mean, look at that. How could that be $19.99? Behind here is my Iranian Peas arachnites, which is in the shady location, but it does get some dappled sun. This has the long dangling inflorescence that have kikis on the end of them. One of these kikis, this one right here, is actually in spike. And it is right there. It is a spike, an inflorescence. So I suppose this inflorescence could elongate and become, you know, form another kiki, or it could form a bloom. And look at these roots, they're doing pretty well. A lot of them are gold tipped, or blue, or green tipped, I'm sorry. And the actual mother plant has a few spikes as well, or inflorescence that are forming. There's one right there. There's another over there. Sorry for the light. It's probably not going to focus for me. But there's an inflorescence that's right there. And there's another one that's on the other side. So I cannot be more happy with this plant. There's an inflorescence that's right in there. So that's that. Over on this side, this is my newly remounted, I guess this is a mount. It's really potted up, but it's hanging sort of as the plant would prefer to be hung in nature. This is my Brassovola David Sander, which is a cross between cucullata and Digbyana. I don't know whether that's Cattleya Digbyana or whether it's still Brassovola. But anyway, that is what this plant is. This is last year's new growth, which I was shockingly did not flower because it is really big. This is one did flower a couple of years ago, but it has not bloomed for me. This is last year's growth, as I said, and it's got 2 more new growths coming this year, which are pretty strong. So hopefully something will be happening soon with that. Down here is my Dendrobium speciosum, my big plant, the Australian Dendrobium rock plant. It's not going to focus. There we go. That was covered in spikes this spring, and it's got new growth coming up down there at the bottom. Over there, that's a Schomburgkia of mine. Got burned when I first bought it out here, but it's got some new growth coming up around here. There's some new growth over there. I pushed it further under the tree, or under my wisteria. A lot of new growth just happening out of here. This is my Chisis cross, which is Maritza Bilecki. I can't remember what it is crossed with, but it's got 3 new growths coming up. I haven't seen any flowers, but I'm happy with the growths. I believe that's probably about it. That's been enough of an update. I'll try to show more next time. There's my BLC Wine Leopard, and it's got the new growth. That's pretty strong new growth. And I noticed today, this is my agregatum, my Dendrobium agregatum has a new growth coming up right there. So that's the first sign of life since I got this plant right there. And I've had this for 6 months. Down here I have bought some of my larger angraecums out here. This one is Superbum. And over here, this is a cross, I believe it's Mark Aldridge. Yeah, Memoria Mark Aldridge. Both have new leaves forming, looking pretty strong. Anyhow, I'll just leave it at that. Hopefully you enjoyed this little update, and hopefully you continue to enjoy your orchids. Happy growing.